Michael Parsons, obviously he's very happy with the Green Bay Packers. T.J. Watt's Pittsburgh Steeler through and through.
Exactly.
One helmet guy.
And speaking of helmet, Myles Garrett's thrown his helmet, and he just got 5 sacks. Now, Myles Garrett wrote a letter to the world.
Yep.
And said, I don't want to do this here. I don't want to be known as a good player. I want to win big games. He said, and allegedly took a little bit of a shot at Andrew Berry, who said something along the lines about being a good football player as opposed to being a good football, whatever the case is. We know that happened. Haslam won't even take a meeting with the guy. Hey, the owner said, I'm not doing it. I'm not meeting with him. What are you talking about? Next day, $40 million a year. You got it. Okay, they lock him in there. And then Myles Garrett says, all right, I'm here. I'm having a good time. Then he gets 5 sacks in a game. They just get the absolute breaks. He has the best game he could possibly. Historic game. Franchise record-setting game. Enough to shut down Red Zone channel, okay, normally about offense. Let's go ahead and showcase something that's happening over here. Team's losing, but Myles Garrett's got 5 sacks. During that clip, Myles Garrett throws helmet, spikes off ground, and they're celebrating him across the ball. Way to go, man. You had the best game. You had the best game that you could possibly have out here. So obviously everybody's saying, hey, Myles, this is what you signed up for, buddy. It's not be spiking helmets. You knew that when you wrote the letter, took the letter down, then took that big old check to the big old bank, and you decided that this is what you were going to do for the bad old Browns. Now, on that note, trade deadline's right around the corner. Spotrac put out an entire list of what Myles Garrett's contract would actually be worth if a team was to trade for him. I got some bad news for, Browns fans. This contract kind of looks tradable.
Yeah.
Kind of looks tradable. If we can find it, it's a Spotrac tweet. There it is. Boom. 2025, $1.2 million for the rest of the season. 2026, Myles Garrett, $8.1 million cap hit. 2027, $16.1 million cap hit. 2028, $21.4. Once again, $141 million guaranteed is what was paid to Aiden Hutchinson right there. In 2029, who knows what the league's going to be?
Yeah. No kidding.
That is half a decade. Okay, Apple hasn't even got into it. Okay, Apple hasn't got it. Amazon is just kind of dabbling. We got Black Friday and we got Thursday Night Football. Netflix is doing Christmas, but there's going to be a super duper middle of the season Wednesday night that's going to come around the corner. That's going to be streaming on YouTube, maybe. Just put that thing on YouTube in there. In 2029, we have no idea what the cap's going to be. We have no idea what the normal number is going to be for any of these positions, especially at defensive end or pass rusher. Then it's at $57.9 million, which is crazy. But once again, you got a lot of time to renegotiate, especially if this thing works out. So it's a very interesting time at the top of the defensive end board because Aiden Hutchinson happy, Micah now happy, getting traded.
Very happy.
TJ, Pittsburgh Steeler, happy. We would assume they have a winning record. Are they going to win a Super Bowl? I don't know. Yinzer is saying they shouldn't be happy. He needs to be mad. He needs to not be happy about it. Myles Garrett now popping up in trade conversations, hilarious. And you know who wants him the most?
New England.
This guy.
Yes, we do.
Oh, my God. He was like, Mad Max coming to New England. Then the report, Davis is not going to trade Max Crosby. All right. Myles Garrett coming to New England. And there was some moves made by the New England Patriots last night. New England Patriots trade away 2 players and a couple 7th-round picks for 6th-round picks in return from the 49ers and the Steelers as they trade away Keon White to the 49ers and Kyle Duggar to the Pittsburgh Steelers last night. So the New England Patriots, made some moves yesterday. They extended Marcus Jones for a 3-year, $36 million deal, which I think you just referenced there. Traded away 2 guys that are on contract years. Is that what I was hearing?
Yeah, Keon White, he's in his 3rd year, I think. Rookie guy, probably not re-signing him. So just kind of sorry.
And then Duggar, what is his situation?
Duggar just, didn't get time in this scheme. Still really good. I think he was kind of the bright spot of the New England Patriots last year with Jabril Peppers, who also got released.
But you see these type of moves in the middle of the week with the trade deadline looming, you think to yourself, wait, are the Patriots gearing up to make a play, especially with how much salary cap they have open, right? Is that not accurate?
Yeah, exactly. And then if you listen to what Elliot Wolf has said, he's basically come out and said, I think Vrabel has echoed the same sentiment, like, hey, we're not just going to trade for somebody who's going to be great this year and then, he's gone after this year. It's more so a long-term type of trade. So if you're thinking of guys that have long-term capability, Myles Garrett's at the top of that list. Max Crosby's obviously on that list. That's a dream. You could throw in Brian Burns on that list just because he's also on, a bad team.
He's going to want a new deal, though. He's down there at 28.2. He's on the far right side of that graphic. He almost got bumped. Brian Burns almost got bumped off the graphic. We kept him on the graphic, made everybody smaller to keep Brian Burns on the graphic. He's not going to be happy. Same with JHA, Josh Hines. He was Same exact situation there. Let's to your point about the Patriots, though. Go to the cap space that's currently available. So you look at the cap space that is currently residing on all these teams. Obviously, the Cowboys have a lot because they didn't have to do the Micah deal. That would have been vastly different in Jerry Jones's eyes, too. So we'd have no money and we got no picks. Now we got a bunch of picks, bunch of money. Who likes that? Jerry Jones does. New England Patriots, though, sitting atop everybody. I thought there was a floor on an amount of money you have to spend. How are they this far into the season with that much money left, AQ? That feels like they're cheating up there in New England already.
I agree. I think there is a floor. I think you do have to. It's going to get spread out amongst the rest of the team if they don't spend that money. So they got to spend it.
Renegotiations happening with everybody. Hey, congratulations, third string offensive lineman. You just got another 125. How much? 130. Well, we need you to take 147,000. This is how much money we need to get out there. There is a floor. I assume they're already at it. That's a lot of money still to have left, though, this far into a season, which puts you in a prime position. You would think your team would stink if you have this much cap space available before the deadline. But with the Patriots gearing up, getting a couple 6-round picks, getting some contracts out the board, freeing up a little bit more money, it does feel like they're potentially cooking for a big play. Does that mean that the trade deadline is about to be bananas? Does that mean that we're about to see another monumental trade like whenever we saw Micah Parsons get traded away from the Dallas Cowboys to the Green Bay Packers? How's that working out for you guys?
Pretty damn good, I'd say. Pretty damn good.
You guys got a closer.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where like we've mentioned it so many times. I get everyone's infatuation with like first round picks, but the likelihood of getting a Micah Parsons or a Myles Garrett in the first round, especially like the Packers trading their first round pick, Jerry would have had to been thinking like, well, we'll trade him there, and then hopefully Jordan Love will blow his knee out, so that'll be a top 5 pick. Like them getting Micah signaled like, hey, we think we're good enough to win a Super Bowl. So you're already as a fan thinking that pick's going to be at the end of the first round, and the likelihood of finding a guy in that spot who's anywhere near as good as Micah Parsons or Myles Garrett, like it's probably not going to happen.
Think about Myles Garrett in his first ever real big playoff game. Okay, now I know they played the Steelers whenever Baker was quarterback. They get a big-time win. But let's talk primetime AFC Championship game. Fourth quarter. 3rd and 8. 7 minutes left. Up 1. You don't think Myles Garrett's getting to that quarterback right there? You don't think that we're taking over an entire game? Maybe the entire second half of a game, Myles Garrett just taking over. We witnessed it in person against the Colts last year. Now, the Colts, different team than they were this year.
For sure.
Okay, we were a different team then, and obviously it could happen. I watched him take over our entire stadium. Myles Garrett took over our entire stadium. I mean, they were chanting MVP for him in our stadium, and he was jumping over a guy. Do you remember he jumped over a guy?
Oh, yeah.
He jumped over a guy, ran around a guy, ran through a guy, and they said he had 5 sacks for the first time this past weekend. I thought he had 10 against him. It really was like he was everywhere. He's special, and all eyes are on him now because there's visible frustration. And what are the Browns down the road? Who knows? But I don't think it's just him, and especially if some of these defensive ends are seeing these deals that are all happening, they're still pissed about it. And then and your team's bad, there's a chance you can make a play. That's one of those positions that can change the outcome. And to be clear, the Cleveland Browns said there's no chance we're trading them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Schrags and everybody else goes, we'll see. Browns say no chance we're trading them. Everybody else that covers it says, we'll see. What does that mean? Are they just trying to draw some suspense from the situation, or is what Haslam and the boys saying up there from the Cleveland Browns accurate? Because Schefter said, from those wondering if the Browns would consider trading Myles Garrett by Tuesday deadline, the answer is, in the words of one source, no chance. Schefter doesn't have really high up sources, right?
People have a better chance of winning the lottery. I mean, who is that source?
They took it too far. That's why I think it might happen.
Oversold it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They would have just said, yep, no chance. And then it's like, okay, probably not, but
what if that's the owner?
Maybe. And if it is the owner, maybe he doesn't really feel like moving Myles Garrett to New England's trading him because Vrabel's kind of a Cleveland Brown.
What's that?
Mike Vrabel was in the building last year. I'm sure he's got a great relationship with the front office of the Cleveland Browns.
So you're saying because of his great relationship from the 1 year he was a consultant?
Yes.
To the Cleveland Browns?
Hey, look, we're still keeping him home. His home just resides in New England now.
He'll forever be a Cleveland Brown.
Exactly. When he go, and guess what? Guess where he's going to end up after he wins the championship with the New England Patriots?
New England forever.
And then?
New England forever.
And then?
New England forever.
Back in Ohio.
No, it can't. Okay, I'm sorry.
Come on.
I thought you were talking about every picture of him going forward.
Oh, yeah.
After this moment.
Yeah.
Will be him in another jersey, just like we had to see with Peyton whenever he went to Denver. I mean, Jesus Christ. He went over to Denver. You could not find a photo of him in the Indianapolis Colts uniform anywhere. After he retired, he was like, yeah. Peyton Manning retires, hangs it up. What a player. It's like him in a different Denver Broncos uniform each single time. And then it's like him dapping up Papa John and having a full conversation at Denver Bronco. It's like he's remembered completely for that. Now, obviously, that has come back full circle here as we continue into his retirement.
Myles Garrett, who would you rather be? Andrew Whitworth or Joe Thomas? You tell me.
Ooh, that's the sell. That's the sell. Yes, Tony, yes.
Who are you selling that to? There's a better chance you win a lottery, says the person that's making the decision. I think Schefter has high.
Write another letter. Come on, Myles, write another letter.
Well, everyone's talking about the dead cap, too. Like, Jimmy Haslam doesn't care about that. He can just cook up some harebrained scheme to screw over a bunch of truck drivers at Pilot. You know, he could do that again.
Allegedly.
Just fucking bring it up.
That was him. That was he did not know that was going on, is what they said. But that certainly happened at that gas station.
Is Deshaun?
And I would like to let everybody know I had a lot of points too from being on the road. And it was tough to find that shit out. That was a heartbreaker. Tim McAfee, not happy.
I bet.
Tim McAfee, former truck driver, not thrilled about what was going on in those places. But on that note, Haslam has paid a lot of money before. Mm-hmm. Why not drop another 60?
And Deshaun's deal's done next season, so his dead cap's almost done.
So he said, fuck, we can just pick up another one.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of fun.
We'll give him cash. We'll give him
like
cash.
working from behind.